Waterboy, Warrior, Space Jam, and Rudy.
All right, and for Tony, it was Coach Carter, The Greatest Game Ever Played, Blue Chips, Remember the Titans. So now that leads us to our number one. My number one, I'm pretty sure you've never heard of. It didn't get very good scores on IMDb or anything like that, but I think it was a great movie. It's a boxing movie. It's called Undisputed. Great movie.
I think I know that one.
It's from 2002. Stars Wesley Snipes as Monroe Hutchinson, Ving Rhames as George Iceman Chambers, Peter Falk, Michael Rooker. Michael Rooker, probably most well known if you're into sci-fi stuff, which I'm typically not, as Merle from The Walking Dead. Okay. If you've ever seen the movie Mallrats, he was the girl's dad who also did the game show in the mall.
Okay, yeah.
So that's who that is. I love
Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames is good. When heavyweight champion George Iceman Chambers lands in prison, the residential gangster arranges a boxing match with the reigning prison champ. So Wesley Snipes' character, Monroe Hutchinson, he's in prison for murder. He was a boxer, and he is the quote-unquote prison circuit boxing champ. Big time, Ving Rhames, George Iceman Chambers, lands in prison, I believe, for like sexual assault or domestic violence, something along those lines. Something really bad. Mm-hmm. And the entire time, there are people taunting him because Monroe Hutchinson is like the leader of the prison. He keeps to himself. He's very well respected. People there like him. So he is their guy. People walking past George Chambers telling him, "You're not that good. You haven't beat Monroe." Although this guy's like multi-time champ. In I believe they're going off of WBO, World Boxing Organization.
Yeah.
So eventually, the quote-unquote gangster that they're talking about, he arranges a boxing match sanctioned by the prison between George Chambers and Monroe Hutchinson. And should I give the spoiler?
Sure.
Little old Wesley Snipes beats big old Ving Rhames.
Oh, man.
Great movie. I shouldn't have given that spoiler because I want you to watch it. There are other Undisputeds not anywhere near as good. The second one is about kickboxing. And there's a big Russian dude or some Slavic dude.
I was just looking at this. Yeah, there's like Undisputed 2, Undisputed 3, Redemption.
I've only seen 1 and 2.
And Undisputed 3 looks like it's got the guy from Heroes that played like Peter or whatever. And there's Boyka Undisputed. I don't know if that's related or not. I don't know what that is. I
have no idea. But anyways, that is definitely in my top 5 favorite movies. If regardless of it being sport, it's probably number 3 behind Tears of the Sun, and I would say probably maybe We Were Soldiers or Saving Private Ryan. I don't know. I haven't sat down and thought about my favorite movies, my top 5 favorite movies. That might be something we get to at some point. Probably not.
Yeah. Maybe there's a really slow week or something.
Yeah, maybe. But anyways, yeah. So my number 1 film, Undisputed, starring Wesley Snipes and Ving Rhames. I highly suggest you check it out, even though I told you what happens.
Okay. And then Tony's number 1 was Brian's song, right?
Yeah. So
mine was Remember the Titans.
Remember
we already
the Titans.
Talked about it, so
yeah,
I don't think we need to rehash it.
No, I mean, it's a great movie, but
yeah. So Brian's song, I haven't seen, but you have, and you said it's great.
Oh, it's great.
I definitely think I will have to watch it.
There's a remake made in 2001. Don't watch that garbage.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
Mackay Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I've never seen the remake.
Macaulay Culkin,
Macaulay Culkin.
Someone ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't. It's Mackay Pfeiffer. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But you can't. I can't call it garbage. I've never seen it. The original, great story. Honestly, established NFL running back Brian Piccolo for the Chicago Bears. Meets this up-and-coming running back for the Chicago Bears. This up-and-comer is Gale Sayers, one of the best running backs of all time. But whatever.
Yeah.
The movie really documents the struggle not only that the players have dealing with the race issue, which for whatever reason seems to be really prevalent in a lot of sports movies.
Yeah.
Not only the race issue, but the issue of a rookie coming in or a young player coming in and beating out the starter for a position.
Yeah, which of course happens all the time. And it's always a source of tension, I'm sure, for those guys.
But when it's found out that Brian Piccolo is dying, they really become good friends. I'm not spoiling anything by saying he's dying. If you look up,
I think it says that right.
It says it right in IMDb.
I'm sure you find that out pretty early on in the movie.
Yeah, it stars James Caan and Billy D. Williams.
Billy D.
Yeah, the blurb is based on a real life relationship between teammates Brian Piccolo and Gale Sayers, and the bond established when Piccolo discovers he is dying. So
I wonder if that's the inspiration for Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. Probably not.
Probably not. Dragon Ball Z, a sports movie? Is Pokemon a sport?
It probably would be if it was real. I wish.
Anyways, so that's...
Next time on Dan Tony.
Yeah. That's Tony's number one, Brian's song. I highly suggest, if you haven't seen it, you watch it. Great movie. Are there any that you can think of that we forgot that should have been listed?
I'm sure there are, and people are like, how do you forget about this one?
How'd you forget about The Natural?
Yeah.
How'd you forget about
Raging Bull as a
Angels in the Outfield? A League of Their Own.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. So there's so many that we definitely could have named, but I think these are. I think we came up with a really solid list, except for Tony. I've only seen like 2 of his, but they're good movies. Maybe I'll watch the ones that I haven't seen on his, except for the golf movie. Other ones I just thought of Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess
it's
I
good.
thought it was okay.
I mean, I don't like Tobey Maguire, but Seabiscuit's good.
Yeah. All
right, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad no one else thought of Gladiator. Thought I was really.
I don't think anyone would have. So yeah, good choice there.
Yeah. So, got anything more to add to this discussion?
I don't think so. I think we've definitely discussed as many sports movies as I can think of right now.
All right. So then let's get to our This Week in Sports History. On May 8th, 1878, Paul Hines turned the very first unassisted triple play in organized baseball. Crazy.
Wow.
To think of an unassisted triple play happening at all. Unassisted triple play.
How do you even do that?
So my best guess would be the runners start running after the batter hits the ball.
He must have caught
second base. He catches it, comes down on second base,
and then
so that gets out the batter, the guy at second,
and then running to third has to return to second.
Yeah,
since it was a caught ball.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. But it's very, very interesting. I don't know how he did it.
If he caught it, can he? Would it be a forced out if he steps on second? Couldn't the guy return?
Yeah. So if there's a guy on first and second base, he hits the ball and he catches it. That's an out on the batter. They have to return to the base, so he lands on second. Then
how does he get the?
If he tags him, if he runs him down.
Okay, so
the
maybe
guy going back to first
didn't know he caught it or something.
Maybe
or maybe he got to him before he could.
Yeah, or he fell turning. He fell, possibly.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly how it happened, but it did happen.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's going to be it. As always, you can find us on Facebook, Dan Tony Sports, on Twitter at Dan Tony, on our blog, Dan Tony Sports sports.blogspot.com. On iTunes, you can find us. Dan Tony is the first word. Sports is the second. You can download all of our episodes right to your phone or other listening device. So, for Dan Tony Sports, have a great night.